great. We had a very wonderful night rest. I'm just saying from this side of the world.
Right.
The rain, it started around a few minutes to 3, and it was quite cruisy and great. So it is a cold morning for some people, but for some people it is the perfect weather this morning. It is blessed, really. So welcome to Panorama once again. Don't forget the program is divided into two segments. The very first segment is what we call issue of the day, while the second segment we call it from the pages. We take you through the front page of Nigerian dailies, give you headlines there. The third segment we talk about very pertinent issue on the program, and don't forget, we are a two-way communication radio station, so we always give you the opportunity to be part of the program by calling in on the program and telling us what you think, your own opinion about our issue of the day or about any headline you feel it's important that you talk about. We give you that opportunity. We are live on all social media platforms. Don't forget, you can reach out to us on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on WhatsApp. On Facebook is at Splash FM 106.7 Abeokuta. On Twitter at Splash FM 1067 at Splash FM 1067. And if you want to tweet at us, don't forget to use hashtag Panorama on Splash, hashtag Panorama on Splash, which is very, very important so that we can locate your tweet as fast as possible. You can also reach out to us on WhatsApp 0817 555 1067 0817 555 1067. My name is Mariam Ogunremi. It is a pleasure to be on radio this morning.
Right, so the issue we're talking about this morning as our issue of the day is quite pertinent, and it pertains to our state here, Ogun State. And for quite some time now, it has been disturbing the state. The issue has been disturbing the state and causing, people worries, and it all seems as though things haven't changed. And why that is, we don't know. But of course, we hope that the next 1 hour we'll be using as our issue of the day would see reasons why things are this way right here in Ogun State. Of course, we have our resource person in the house to take a look at this issue this morning on a panorama. Of course, you also know that this state has been, it has been a peaceful state for quite some time.
Yes.
I came into Ogun State, I think in 2019, late 2019, and the security situation I found when I came into the state isn't as it is right now. Now I can't be outside my house, say past 9. When it's 7, I'm already, trying to get back home because of the security situation in the state. It has been the epicenter of cultism, kidnapping, banditry and the likes of it. And so it's becoming more troublesome. And the worst part of it is that you expect that because you have so many security agencies here. You have So Safe Corps.
Yes, you have NSCDC, you have the police, you have, Army Barrack in Abeokuta especially. So you will feel that, okay, it's going to be a bit better than any other, state in the country. Well, I grew up here and I remember that when I was working in Lagos back in 2011, I used to get back home from Lagos as late as 11 p.m., 12 a.m. at night. And I feel very safe. Once I get to Lafayette, I can get to anywhere in Abeokuta, anywhere I'm going to without any issues. So I grew up here. I understand what the security situation was like. And some of my friends in Lagos back then would tell me that, I wish, when I'm ready to retire, I wish I could just come to Abeokuta, just build a space for myself and just retire in Abeokuta, because Abeokuta is just peaceful. It's all about, you going about your business, enjoy yourself, and also get back home safe. There's no issue of you running around, helter-skelter, like some of them have it in Lagos and all that. And I feel like, wow, this is actually a great thing, and coming back to Abeokuta in 2021 now and experiencing the security situation, it felt a bit strange. It felt like this is not where, I've lived for years.
This is not the country home you aspire to retire.
Well, I'm not retired. But it is what it is. It's really not palatable. It is not something that when you wake up in the middle of the night and you remember what it used to be in those days, and you feel like, wow, this is just a different ball game
A far
entirely.
cry from what the usual is
What
back
used
then.
to be.
Right. Well, let's get into it and let's understand why things are this way. We have with us in the studio Ayo Arowojolu. He's a public affairs analyst, and it's good, of course, to have you in the studio this morning. It's about the morning to you, Ayo.
Good morning, Uzo. Kedu Kodi.
Adama.
Eletu Mary.
Animal Fuma.
Miriam is lost.
Well, I think it was Kid Cody. It's not well done.
No, can you call it? That's how are you? Just how you
Oh, is
doing?
that why you?
Yes.
I'm fine. Thank you. Don't
So
worry.
it's cool to be here.
Welcome, Ayo Arowojolu. Now, let's talk about it. You've been in Abeokuta for years.
I've been here for 4 decades.
Wow.
That's 40 years.
40 years.
So now let's start from your experience of what Abeokuta used to be. Let's start from there, then we'll move on to some other things.
Okay, good. Abeokuta has been a very quiet enclave. You know, Abeokuta is heavily defended by the Olumo Rock.
All right.
Well, and quite very peaceful, except for the usual communal, of those days, and it didn't go beyond. There was no violence. You will see the different divisions of Egba. The kings, the monarchs would tackle each other, but there was nothing about violence. And everywhere was peaceful. People can really, you see most of the houses, then you will see some deckings. They will, and the people can sleep on top of their distance. You may not even have to, close your door. You enter taxis those days, those kind of taxis, those B2. And they'll put you on.
Yeah.
It's common in Ijebu, it's common here those days. They open it for you, it's 2 doors.
Right.
Yes.
So, Abeokuta's picture that I have in my mind, it's a place that people will leave Lagos. I left Lagos, I was working in Lagos, but I wanted to marry. Then I said, it's better for me to settle in Abeokuta because I will not have security challenges. On the flip side, you are talking about, we have the army brigade here, we have police presence, we have DSS. What would you say about Kaduna? Kaduna has about 13 different kind of military formations, different kind of architecture. You have the NDA, you have this, that. How come there's heavy bombardment? It's as if gunmen have taken over Kaduna. So I was just laughing when you were saying there's presence of this and that. Well, I know we'll get to that point, but let me just conclude by saying Abeokuta was safe, and it also depends on what you are looking at. I want to make a confession. The first 4 days of the cult clash that happened in Abeokuta, I didn't know anything. I'm telling you. My house, I'm not living far from here. But one day, I was just going, somebody said, don't go to Adaton. Don't, sir, but I'm just coming from Adaton. That tells you now that the picture of today's Abeokuta, it goes beyond Shakun. It goes beyond Adaton and the Yano mortuary. And I think government should know now that Abeokuta is a big deal. Challenge that we have is challenge of road network.
Right.
If you go into the bushes, there are houses, there are a lot of new towns, but you don't have a kind of ring road around Abeokuta. So I didn't know, despite that I was a newsman, I didn't know that there were then, later I started hearing about Tom. By the way, I am also social media savvy, but you pick what interests you too. So it didn't start as, something that generally affected Abeokuta. It depends on how you are moving. But today's Abeokuta is big. But that is not to say that the court clash that happened recently in the last 3 weeks or so has not affected the fragment of Abeokuta. It has really disturbed the peace of Abeokuta. The Abeokuta of today, you cannot afford to sleep with your, you know, you can't sleep with your two eyes closed. You just have to, because you don't know who is who. Let me just stop there for now.
I want to take you up on what you said earlier about the fact that we have quite a number of security agencies here in Abeokuta. I mean, we listed out, some of them. And you also mentioned that in Kaduna State you also have that amount of security agencies. There are about 14, like you mentioned. So, help me understand the reason why, despite the fact that we have this amount of security agencies here in our city, Abeokuta, things are the way they are in terms of the security and how volatile it is.
Well, if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Without, talking stories, the problem of cultism in Nigeria or even in Ogun State or anywhere, let's look at the causal factors. The home front, the type of things our fathers were doing before, why should it be in a court? The other day, anytime I'm driving past a particular area not far from my house, you just say, pastor. And I wonder, say, where do you know me? Say, we know you very well. We know your house. We see you. And one of the days, another stopped me, say, pastor, anytime. And they will not ask me for anything. Pastor. Then one day, I saw one of them. No, I had the tire puncture somewhere. And I was in a very deep fix. Mm-hmm. Then somebody who I knew said, no, don't worry, I'll get some guys too. He brought like 10 of them. And they did the thing they were not asking for money. Then I got talking to one of them. I said, come. And they were telling me, say, we are available. Mm-hmm. We are available. They say, interconnect, you are close to government. Oh, it tells you something. There are people that are constantly using them. Cultism in Nigeria is because many of the governors are cultists. They are cult members. Quote me. Many ministers, cult members, judges, many of them, they belong to cults. That is the truth. Then the enforcers of the law.
Can you substantiate that?
No. It's open there.
How is it open?
Come from Lagos.
No,
or anywhere.
If we are talking about cabals, I know there is a saying that, there's cabal in politics, there's cabal here and there. Cabal is
just a cabal is a nice word.
It's quite a stretch when you say they are
cultists. Let me tell you. Why have we not been able to get to the root of this thing? A governor gets to position backed by cult members. How many of these governors have got to position without using some people carrying arms? What is it to me?
But we know that there are political thugs.
You call them thugs. See, let me tell you what has made these matters worse is that there is proliferation of arms. There have been times that successive government will say, we will grant amnesty, we will declare a period of, and say, let everybody surrender their guns. They have done, repeated that exercise every time and now. But the guns still remain with these people. If they don't have dangerous implement which to work, where would they? I mean, it's supposed to be man to man. But you see them sometimes, the police will catch people and see some dangerous items, this shalake and all these things.
But people
But at
are
the end of
saying,
the day,
but there is a saying that the issue with proliferation of arms in Nigeria is due to porous border. Of course, that this situation, as much as military officers, as much as Nigerian police force are trying their best to retrieve all these arms, take them off the street and all that, but due to the fact that we have porous borders,
can I tell
we
you,
have this
Mariam,
issue.
it's not just about porous borders. Many of the guns are manufactured locally. Yes. You don't have to, the guns don't have to come from, across the border. I know when you are talking about the AK-49, AK-47, but you check the arrests that the police make. And when they unfold the items that they see on them, some of these guns didn't pass through the border. There are places they may have been doing it, even here in Abeokuta. You ask them, how did you get the gun? They will say, they took me to somewhere and I paid. How much? Guns have become cheap too. Somebody say, I paid 45,000. I paid 50,000 naira. And you will see the thing. Some of them look like toys, but they are not toys. The issue of porous border is there, but it goes beyond that. There are, as simple as marijuana. They have it here. In fact, not so far from this place. Are you saying the police they don't know where they sell, this banner? Are you saying it's not in Abeokuta here? Why is it that nobody has been able to say, okay, go to Adaton there now, walk past some places? These things are readily available. And this brings us to the issue of enforcers. Enforcement is weak.
Right.
But there is a nexus between many of these things. In Lagos, the man that led there, the CP there, I forgot his name now, he did a lot of jobs. He found out that there is a nexus between cultism, thuggery, and armed robbery and kidnapping. Many of these things are interwoven. So what he did, his strategies was that every now and then his men will invade these places, do mass arrest. Anywhere you see people who call themselves thugs, or they call themselves cult members, go and find out what more they do. They do kidnapping, they do killings, they do ritual things, and you see them, they are the backbones of politicians. Yes, I know this, and everybody knows.
Let's talk about community alliance now. Community alliance with the security agencies. Do you think the way things are right now have gotten so bad is because there is no partnership, between security agencies, particularly the police, and the community? Because I'm thinking if the community are quite invested in securing their community, and you're working with the police or the security agencies, things should be a bit better than they are right now.
That's rather simplistic, Uzo. The Nigerian society that we have found ourselves, it's not.
Well, you continue in that line of thought. Yeah, let's go on a quick break. And when we come back, our panorama will still be on your radio. Stay with us.
Splash FM 106.7.
Your station. The Splash.
Ebuka, I send you 1,000 naira. You go load 8,000 naira. Be this boy in Apuara there.
Oga, no. As they make plenty call. Now why I use Ovajara load the card?
Bam! Get 8 times your recharge plus double data on Ovajara. You also get 1,000 naira bonus on every new SIM activation. Dial star 544 hash from an existing SIM to obtain.
Oh yeah, go buy food for Mama Cheap place. Make she add Ovajara.
Airtel, the smartphone network. bí a bá ń fọgbọ́n ṣe dandan ká gbé ìgbésẹ̀ pẹ̀lú rẹ̀. ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún rèé tí iléeṣẹ́ àgbàjọ homes and property ní ká gbé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọlọ́gbọ́n torí pé a ò gbọ́dọ̀ sí kọ́kọ́rọ́ kù. ọ̀yá dam pleasure estate 200,000 ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí 100,000 lẹ́sàn. gúúsì estate òṣìẹ̀lẹ̀ àti randa high level phase 2 kọ́pàpẹ́ àti sódẹ̀kẹ́ tuntun phase 2 600,000 ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí 300,000 lẹ́sàn. ilẹ̀ ń bẹ ní ìdíòrì blessed city garden 2.4 million naira ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí 1.2 million lẹ́sàn. onígangan 1 million naira ní lọ́lọ́ báyìí 500,000 ní gbẹ́tàn rẹ̀. ilẹ̀ oko mọ́lọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ orílẹ̀ lógún ọlọ́run dá 25,000 ní plọ̀tì báyìí. ilẹ̀ àgbẹ̀ kọ́bápẹ́ alábàtà ọ̀pẹ́jì 30,000 per plot. bẹ́ẹ̀ bára plọ̀tì mẹ́ta ìdajì lẹ́gbàsí. ó sì jẹ́ éèkà lẹ́ra ẹ̀ ó gbòdìdì kan sí. 39 NT road ọgbẹ̀ Abeokuta 07044648338 07044648338. gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lónìí a ò ní ti kọ́kọ́rọ́ kù. ọjọ́ kẹwàá oṣù tá a wà yìí làǹfààní yìí ó pè.
Abeokuta ẹ jẹ́ ká fò fáyọ̀ ìlú wọlé dé Abeokuta ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ̀ nílùú Ẹ̀gbá Academy Suite ìbàlẹ̀ bàgẹ́ sílùú Ẹ̀gbá ilé ìtura èyí àtú Ẹ̀gbá lára ìgbanilálejò tiwa ò má lẹ́lẹ́gẹ́rẹ́ aṣíwájú lajẹ́ láti Ìbàdàn débi gbogbo àyíká tó rẹwà pẹ̀lú ìmọ́tótó tó dára swimming pool èyí ga ó ti lọ́wọ́jú yàrá àwàdà ó dùn ó àjòkè ilé ní Academy Suite l'Abeokuta ó ti lọ́wọ́jú ẹgbẹ́ Abadíyà Central Mosque Abeokuta MKO Abiola wèrè lámúlẹ́sí Academy Suite èyí ga ó ti lọ́wọ́jú.
Academy Suite. Telephone 0817 666 6601. Academy Suite. Home away from home.
Honey, must you go?
Babe, you know I must. Besides, you can always video call me.
Hey, what if your battery runs out?
I've got my power bank.
Hey, and when your power bank runs out?
Babe, I've got my laptop.
Okay, wait. What if your data runs out?
Babe, you know we never run out of data.
Never run out of data with Airtel Home Broadband Unlimited Ultra plans. Enjoy unlimited data with no speed cap plus extra data daily, so you never have to worry about running out. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Babe, but I just left the house.
Yes, honey. It's video calling all the way.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Splash FM 106.7.
Your station.
The Splash.
Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
All right, welcome back to Panorama. It's Splash 106.7 FM. We are still in the issue of the big section that we still have our Ayo Arowojolu in the studio, and we are talking about cultism and also the spate of cultism in Ogun State, in Abeokuta especially, and what the security situation has been like in the past few days on Panorama this morning. So Ayo Arowojolu was about to respond to the question asked by Uzo earlier, and that is about community alliance with the security agencies in order to bring an end to unrest.
Okay, well, but I was on a drift. You see, I speak what I know. I was saying that a band of guys, and I know they are coaches too, and they would say, connect us, so you can use us, so we are available for you. What is the connect between people who get into political offices and thuggery? I mean, what are they doing? Can somebody get into power without using thugs? That is, except we'll be deceiving ourselves. We don't need to deceive ourselves. I have an avowal in life. And part of this avowal, how to make the Nigerian society better. In doing that, you speak truth to power. Look at the imam that was suspended in Abuja. Go and listen to the video again and again. I have not seen anywhere where the man.
Oh, you're talking about the Shehu Hale.
He has not said anything that the people in the streets do not know. But what we are saying is this, and I said that former CP in Lagos will go and do raid hideouts of people that are, thugs, that are cult members, and by the time they investigate them, they find out that, some of these people have even been involved in robberies, that they are even still trying to find a clue.
But the question now is the community that we have, can we say that the community is aiding and abetting this issue? And I'm saying
community
that
in the sense
these people. I'm saying that because we have these people living among us. Some of us we know, or most of us we know what they do. We know what the kind of activities they get engaged in, but we hardly say something when we see something. So. Can we say that absolutely now that the community is aiding and abetting this crime?
Well, when you said community,
or
are you talking
society?
about the? Let me tell you something. That is what they call culture of silence. That's culture of silence. Everybody is afraid. When you come on air like this, you speak some things. Everybody is everywhere. The heads are see. You cannot do anything against the truth, but for the truth. Anybody who is in power today, soldier go, soldier come. After some time, actually, this is 2022, and 2023, we are on the march to it. After May 29, 2023, there will be different dispensations here and there. But we that are in the grassroots, we are the ones suffering. There is no son of a governor that will fall victim to court clashes. Innocent passers-by, innocent Nigerians. And that's why we owe ourselves the truth. There is a culture of silence. Monarchs are silent. Even the court clashes that have happened in Abeokuta, that have happened in Shagamu, we have not seen much, even from the traditional institutions that will say, they call a spade a spade. They have the powers to solve this problem because even the security people cannot work in isolation. They need information. They need a lot of tips. And they know some of these people. I have been in Ogun State, for example, in Abeokuta. Maybe because of where I live or what, I don't know who was Tommy. The person that is now being celebrated, or how do I mean, his name is making headlines. Oh, he died, he was a kingpin, he was this and that. Who cares? You see, but people who know should have been able to help the security people. But when you even go to the security people, somebody told me of something one day. These people, when they get to a police station and you see the DPO say, hey, throw a salute.
But that is now. Let's talk about. We know that according to reports now, security agencies are doing all they can. Now, you mentioned culture of silence earlier. Okay. Now, since
that one sits very well with you.
Since we know since we know that these people are within our community, these people are in the society, whatever they do will affect the common man on the street. Why do we keep, keeping quiet? Why do we keep on not saying anything as society? Why do we keep promoting this culture of silence? And it has been moving on from generation to generation, because when it comes to the cultism, it is not something that started, out of the blue. It's something that has been in existence in Nigeria, in Ogun State especially, for a very long time. I remember when I was in secondary school in 1999-2004. I remember back then when Ojere, Mapoli students, when they start their, court clash and all that, we all will have to run helter-skelter, but it doesn't get out of hand. Then what happened? Why is it getting out of hand now?
Okay, very good. Let me just say, first and foremost, that it's up to us. What we want to make out of Nigeria is up to us. And the reason is this. There is inequality in Nigeria. What you see manifesting in rampant, vices in the society is a struggle to be, struggle to get influence, struggle for power, struggle if you own women, to get undue favoritism. But there are still people in Nigeria, they are working hard. They know that the way to the top is through sacrifice, is through hard work. But many of these people want to get to the top just by flight. And I am saying that when people get to the top, they get to their comfort zone. It doesn't concern them. What concerns them with this cultist thing? After all, go and find out how many number of VIPs, they call them VIPs in Nigeria, that go with 2 or 3 escorts. There are also another category, land grabbers. The land grabbing business, there must be a connect with cultism, with thuggery, with kidnapping. I know somebody has two civil defense people gardening, not doing anything. Why? The day solution will come is the day the police will say no more VIP treatment for anybody. And you go to civil defense or go to the police, they say even you are entitled. You are entitled to ask for, a police order if you prove that your life is in danger. Now you see there's a sense of gratification. You just want people to just be behind you, serve you. But at the end of the day, those things will turn to oppression. People want to oppress. So once you get there, you become a political appointee now. A governor, a minister, senator. You don't go queue for fuel again. You don't even want to know how much fuel is there because the allocation is there. The day solution will come is even when you are voted in as governor or as whatever, they give you maximum of 4 cars to follow you. Every other thing, you must pay from your personal money, pay for your fuel. It's easy for them to come and say, our fuel is the cheapest. Why will it not be the cheapest? Because you don't pay for it. You don't pay for electricity. In my house now, we have not had lights for weeks. And they are there in their own cocoon place. I'm saying that the reason why there's a culture of silence, they are comfortable. Also will know that one. They are high up. So you see, you don't even have value for people who are suffering. Since January this year, I have never seen the kind of skyrocketing trend at which things are increasing in prices every day, and nobody is giving a thought to the common man. How are they feeding? How are they, And this cult thing is about lack of value to human life. The way people shed blood and just close their eyes is appalling.
Right. I want to talk about for a minute or two now the root cause of cultism. Now, some would say that the root cause of cultism in Nigeria generally, because in River State they also battle cultism, also face cultism in River State, in Edo State also, and right here in Ogun State. And some would say maybe the failing economy, lack of jobs for youth. There's nothing they can engage in, and like the saying, the maxim, the idle mind is the devil's workshop. And so, don't you think that because the governor, Governor Dr. Abeokuta, has made some giant strides, some would say, in avoiding cultism and reducing cultism here in Ogun State. He has charged the security agents to go to Shagamu. That should be their what you call it now, their base, those hotspots, be there and tackle cultism. But if that root cause, like I said, as some people have opined, is the failing economy, don't you think that is just that would not hit you, that would not go anywhere?
Let me start this way. and say it's all of the above. Number two, while I will not make specific reference to any governor, I would say I've been a media man for more than 3 decades, and I have had close rapport with government and government officials. You know, at least we monitor the activity. We have that watchdog rules. And what I particularly do is interpretative journalism. And I follow development stories. I have found out that most of our political actors, what they speak is not what they mean. You know, what, is one thing to say something. It's another thing you are doing another thing. Look at what is happening in Lagos. Look at the case of the Oluomo thing. Why is it that they must reward him at all costs? Nobody has been able to give us reason why is it that when any governor assumes duty, and it's so rampant in the southwest, that the first area you want to focus is the NU RTW. I've seen in this state, not in this administration, I don't know what is happening now, but I've seen in this state somebody who was the leader of NURWT that had a jeep, black jeep, that had the plate number OGGH. Why? And he used that for the 8 years that the governor was in this state. You see, if you want to solve cultism, the problem of cultism, allow the NURW to operate on their own. Why you see, people, the origin of cultism is about influence amassing, power wielding. Some know that they can never get to government house, they can never get positions, but that if I can throw myself, I will use my life. And they believe in those people more than they believe in the oddlies, in the police, in the DSS. It's a truth. Those governors, apart from their security people given to them, they also have some of these people working with them. So what I'm saying is this: why are we doing parks and management? Is it the money that we are looking for? Why are we not allowing? Why does government not come to NUG and say, okay, we take over you and set up
But
is it because of the revenue or something else?
They can't really take over media because media is the fourth realm of the state. So really, so we are like.
I hope we are doing our job very well. We are sitting our watchdog group. So what I mean is this: see what is happening in Lagos now. Why is it that the government is interested in a particular person? These people are available to be used. And I used a personal example. They told me, but I called them. I said, come, these people are just using you. These people are not ready to do anything for your future. That's why somebody can cut off somebody's head and go and sell for 20,000. Don't you know the value of a head? 1 billion naira cannot buy my head. No, that's the truth.
Let's open up the phone lines now. 0817 555 1067, 0817 444 1067, 070 50 50 1067. I will go again with the numbers. Share your thought with us this morning on the issue we are discussing. We're talking about the insecurity right now in Ogun State, particularly cultism. It's at an all-time high right now in the state, particularly in the city of Abeokuta. So again, the studio lines 0817 555 1067, 0817 444 1067, 070 50 50 1067. Talk to us.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
I am Tunji Ajayi.
You're calling from where?
Yes, I'm calling from Lagos.
All right, so you have more minutes. Please go ahead.
Yes, you are talking about cultism, Ayo. Thank you very much. Now, because I don't deceive myself, I want to speak a brazen truth. What happens when your hope is made for long? when you put hope on a system that keeps disappointing you, the reactions can be varied. Some people may not be able to bear it. They want to commit suicide. Some people will protest. And if you notice very well, even protests are literally banned in Nigeria. At the end of that topic now, I'm sure Smash FM will have a disclaimer. I don't blame them because protest is even technically banned. I also remember this debate on libertarian philosophy of the press. He said that the press in our free society is reliable and useful, not because of his good character, but because of his great diversity. As long as there are many owners, each pursuing his own brand of truth, we, the people, have the opportunity to arrive at the truth.
Please wrap up now.
In the light. So the press too must have its own position, but now it is literally banned. What do our youth? In what do we engage our youth now? No job, no electricity. Preach entrepreneurship in school. I taught entrepreneurship, but I taught it with half mind because I knew what I was saying was not practicable.
We have to let you go now. Thank you.
You so much.
Thank you very much. Let me stop here.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Olabode. We all knew what the insecurity situation used to be prior to the past administration. I mean, the immediate past administration. We all knew what the insecurity situation was, and we knew what the security situation was. So in the during the past administration, and now it's like we are now like going back to what things used to be. So in the last old administration before the recent one, I'm not a politician, but I'm just painting the picture of the reality. You can blame the last administration for a whole lot of things, a whole lot of inadequacies and lapses, but many will agree with me that's not in the area of security. And that very commendable job was not only limited to Abeokuta alone. Ogun State at large, we experienced some kind of, I think, to some larger extent, we could sleep with our, two eyes closed. So there shouldn't be intolerance.
Are they going to wrap up now?
Yes, I'm wrapping up. Let's copy books. So if there's anything they can actually look from the template of what we actually did, the last administration, please, so be it. So that is just my simple take. And lastly, in the area of cultism, please let's paint it in it. So there are certain cult members that are cultism is everywhere. It's a global thing, even in the United States of America.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Doesn't mean you are.
Thank you, Adigun, for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Adekunle from Ibadan.
Adekunle, you have 1 minute, please.
Yeah, thank you. Your guest in the studio has spoken very well. But there is one thing that is missing in what he's saying. He has not told us the genesis of cultism in Nigeria. We know how it came about in our tertiary institution in those days, and we know who started it. It's one of the people that started it, and the one that is the one that is always going against every government that comes into power. That aside, two. So the reason why cultism and other criminal activities is on the increase in the country is there is no deterrent there is no punishment for wrongdoing. People do what they like and they go scot-free with it. So people that are ready to do the right thing are not making it. If you look at it very
One minute. Your time is up.
It is only the criminal-minded people that are making it. And the innocent ones are joining them part now. Government has to do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. 07044001067. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Alara, go ahead. 1 minute.
The word of Africa. If it becomes effective for certain periods, definitely we should look into this one government, whether it is something. It is if we have the kind of this we have very recently. There are countries we have to look around and see who are behind it. It is because we have those who support them and those who have the power to do that. That's what we have found in it. But for us to address it, we need to put our mind. And it's that it's not more in check for us in the dispensation than the election that is on. If this thing is African, we should not allow it to repeat itself. Otherwise, that will put our upper in the
time is...
All right, Alarm.
Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts.
Thank you so much, Alarm, for your thoughts. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost that call. Okay, we have messages on social media. Okay, let's see who this person is. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ahmed. I'm calling you from Abeokuta.
From Abe. Okay, go ahead, please.
See, there are cultists in America. You understand? But the problem of Nigeria is that we don't have good laws. You understand? That will tackle all these problems that we are having. You understand? So, not that only cultists is the problem. We serve, we are the problem of ourselves. There must be a good law that will, tackle all these insecurity and,
All right, thank you so much. And that's our last caller on this particular segment. When we get back, we'll pick more calls and also attend to your messages on social media. But first, we need to say a big thank you to Ayo Arowojolu for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you so much. I hope I'm not a threat.
Thank you for your time. Well, we need to go on a quick commercial break now on Panorama. When we come back, we'll move into the second segment and also check some of your messages on social media. Please stay tuned.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, hi, my name is Buki Wright and this is Splash FM. Keep listening.
orúkọ mi ni onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ Fúnṣọ́ Bákàrè wọ́n ti pé ọmọ 58 years. àbámọ̀ ńlá kan tí mo ní ni pé wọ́n fi ilẹ̀ kan lọ èmi àti ọ̀rẹ́ mi ní nǹkan bíi 28 years sẹ́yìn 40,000 naira ní plot ilẹ̀ kan. ọ̀rẹ́ mi ní ká gbìyànjú ká ra bíi éka márùn-ún nínú owó tá a ní lọ́wọ́. ṣùgbọ́n mo ní mi rà nígbà tí wàhálà ọ̀rẹ́ mi pọ̀ gan lẹ́yìn tí ó ti ra éka márùn-ún tiẹ̀. mo ṣáà gbìyànjú ra plot méjì ní 80,000. lẹ́yìn ọdún díẹ̀ mo nílò owó ńlá kan tó pọ̀ láti bójútó iṣẹ́ ńlá kan tí ilé iṣẹ́ ńlá kan gbé fún mi. nígbà tí mo sọ fún ọ̀rẹ́ mi lẹ́yìn ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì ó ní kí n wá ó sì yá mi ní 54 million naira. ó wá sọ fún mi pé owó éka méjì péré tóun tà nínú ilẹ̀ ọjọ́sí lòun yá mi yẹn o. àbámọ̀ ńlá ló jẹ́ fún mi.
ìwọ náà lè ra ọ̀kan nínú àwọn ilẹ̀ tó súnmọ́ títì dáadáa yìí ní àṣepa ọ̀bàdà òkú lẹ́dínwó. Queen City lẹ́ máa ríra ní 400,000 naira. ìrìn ìṣẹ́jú márùn péré ní sí títì márosẹ̀. Profit City 100,000 naira lẹ́ máa rí eléyìí rà. ìrìn ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́wàá ní sí títì márosẹ̀. pé 08092944848. April 8 làǹfààní yìí máa kásẹ̀ ńlẹ̀.
Testimony Prayer Mountain kò tó tó Abeokuta ó tún ti yá ní Sweet Sensation Hall Opic Roundabout Òkèléwọ̀ Abeokuta.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, Saturday on the 2, on the 9, on the 16, on the 23 àti Saturday on the 30 nínú oṣù kẹrin ọdún yìí. Ìpàdé àdúrà tá a pa kórí ẹ̀ ní Time of Freedom. Àkókò òmìnira. Ó máa wáyé ní Sweet Sensation Hall Opic Roundabout Òkèléwọ̀ Abeokuta. Láàrin aago mẹ́jọ òwúrọ̀ sí aago mọ́kànlá àárọ̀ ní Sátidé márààrún. 5 prophetic Saturdays in April. Àkókò òmìnira kúrò nínú gbogbo àjàgà ayé. Tó bá di Friday April 15. ọjọ́ yẹn ló bọ́ sọ́jọ́ ìbí ìrìnsẹ̀ Ọlọ́run aláyé. Prọfẹ̀tà Kàdé Adéọlá bàbá testimony. Ó máa lárin ní gàlágà jù. Máa bọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìgòròrò kan tó máa fi gbàdúrà. Ọlọ́run orí òkè testimony prayer mountain kò tó gun Abẹ́òkúta. Ó máa jẹ́rìí ara ẹ̀. This is sensational. Opic
àṣeyọrí gan làgbà iṣẹ́ gbogbo aláṣeyọrí ayọ̀ aláṣeyọrí class home and property limited lónìí ọ̀pọ̀ ilẹ̀ wọn ti di wàmú tirẹ̀ báyìí lórí owó tí kò ga ju ara lọ randa extension hilltop máwùkọ́ àti kọ̀bàpẹ́ 100,000 ní plọ̀tì yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni lóko wọn ti di ọ̀pọ̀ yùkẹ́ mo lọ́kẹ̀dẹ̀ 25,000 ní plọ̀tì kan bẹ̀ kọ̀bàpẹ́ alábàtà òṣìṣẹ́lẹ̀ 30,000 ní plọ̀tì ẹ̀ra plọ̀tì mẹ́ta kẹ́ẹ̀gbá ìdajì sí i bó sì jẹ́ ékalẹ̀ra òdìdí lẹ́gbàsí pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àǹfààní tẹ́ẹ̀jẹ̀ lórí ilé oko wọn torí pé àwọn onírà àti onímọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ ti wà níkàlẹ̀ láti là ń lọ́yẹ̀ lórí kan tẹ́ẹ̀gbìn sí ilé oko tẹ́ẹ̀ bára 4 mọ̀túndì abiola way ilégoro daily express furniture ni wọ́n wà ọlọ́ṣogbo abẹ́òkúta ogun state 08033086557 08033086557 lóòótọ́ àṣeyọrí gan làgbà iṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bá ń bá wa ná dandan ní kẹ́ ẹ láṣeyọrí ayọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa. ọjọ́ kẹwàá oṣù tá a wà yìí làǹfààní yìí.
You want to bamba? You want to chill with the big boys?
Do you really want to chill with the big boys? You want to bamba? It's not just by mouth. You have to do the talking with your look. Bossy Luxury got you covered. Floor trending and exquisite wears for real men. Walk to the store to pick your slides, trousers, bags, boxers, sneakers, wristwatches, spectacles of different brands. The store is located at down floor Emmanuel Plaza, opposite Idera Pharmacy, Onikoko Road, Pansheke, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Or call 0906 085 2480 0906 085 2480. There is also 20% discount on the day of opening this Friday, 1st of April 2022. Bossy Luxury, where your luxury lifestyle begins.
You want to bamba? You want to chill with the big boys?
Honey, must you go?
Babe, you know I must. Besides, you can always video call me.
Hey, what if your battery runs out?
I've got my power bank.
Hey, and when your power bank runs out?
Babe, I've got my laptop.
Okay, wait. What if your data runs out?
Babe, you know we never run out of data.
Never run out of data with Airtel Home Broadband Unlimited Ultra plans. Enjoy unlimited data with no speed cap plus extra data daily, so you never have to worry about running out. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Babe, but I just left the house.
Yes, honey. It's video calling all the way.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Getting a land from a reputable real estate firm is one of the best decisions to be made when buying land. Homeland Estate is here to make your dream of becoming a landowner with ease come true. At Homeland Estate, our lands are affordable, accurate in size, flexible payment options, steady electrical power supply, genuine documentation, accessible roads to each plot with guaranteed security. Avail this opportunity of becoming a landowner with ease today. At Homeland Estate, our estate locations are at Kobakwe, Iduri, Ofada, and Alabata. Iduri Phase 1 is now selling fast for 650,000 naira. Kobakwe for 850,000 naira. Get in touch with us today, one time, and you'd be the one telling the story of a wow experience. Homeland Estate is located at 24 Ladubu Street, Okelewo, Abeokuta. For more inquiry, call 0702 500 0637 or 0702 500 0638. Website www.homelands.ng. Homeland Estate, your dream come true.
ẹ̀yin ìyá lọ́mọ tuntun ti dé o. The Ennis Convenant Baby Store ní tuntun tó dé láti sọ ẹrù ọmọ rírà di ìrọ̀rùn lówó pọ́ọ́kú. ẹ ṣáà mọ̀ pé oṣù mẹ́sàn-án kò yẹ kó bá àyàn lábo. ẹ wá jẹ àǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó lórí gbogbo ẹrù ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ bá rà lọ́dọ̀ wa. àǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó yìí sì máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ tá a máa ṣí The Ennis Convenant Baby Store gangan ìyẹn April 7 títí lọ di April 9 ọdún yìí. ọjọ́ mẹ́ta gbáko lè máa fi jẹ àǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó yìí. kò sì sírò ẹrù ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ tí ò sí ń bẹ̀. àwọn baby wears, baby carrier, baby mattress, nursing pillow, baby seat, baby bathtub àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. ẹ tètè wá jẹ àǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó yìí kó tó kásẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ ní The Ennis Convenant Baby Store. wọ́n wà ní nọ́mbà 9 Oníkólóbó Road ládojúkọ Catholic Comprehensive High School Oníkólóbó, Abẹ́òkúta. ẹ pè wọ́n sórí 0818 303 5977.
What's going on here? Are you there? You know when I see people that are doing well, I say, you are doing well specially. You get me now? It's your Zaddy. Freaky Zaddy. All right. Mr. Macaroni is saying you are doing well. Keep listening to Slash 106.7 FM. All right.
Panorama.
Panorama. Panorama. Panorama. Panorama.
Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
All right, it's a minute gone past the hour of 9 a.m. from Slash 106.7 FM. You're still on to Panorama. We just, move from the first segment now into the second segment. And this is where the segment we call From the Pages. But just like I promised earlier, we are going to go through some of your messages on WhatsApp, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. Don't forget, you can drop your comment on the live feed on Facebook. Just drop your comment at the comment section and we will definitely read it. Then if you are joining us on Twitter, it's quite easy. Make sure you use the hashtag Panorama on Twitter. Make use of the hashtag Panorama on Splash. Hashtag Panorama on Splash on Twitter so that we can get your message as soon as possible. And on WhatsApp, it's quite easy. 0817-555-1067. 0817-555-1067. And we have a whole lot of messages on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and also on Twitter. So let's get to it by starting with WhatsApp on the program this morning. And this one is saying a very pleasant morning to you, Uzo and Miriam, and our Professor Ayo Arowojolu. A Yoruba proverb says, meaning when there is peace and tranquility in a town, it's the bastard in there that has not grown up. God gave us so many parents, children, and they raised them as criminals. Oh, God gave many parents children and they raised them as criminals. It's pathetic when you see the behaviors of the youth in this generation. You didn't put your name right there, and this person is saying, good morning, Splash FM. In fact, the issue of security now in Abeokuta scared me because it wasn't what I thought and what I was told about. I was from Lagos and decided to settle here in Abeokuta, but it is not what I expected. Though it is calm in terms of transportation, but security here is bad. I pray God will take control. Elder Abiodun from Bode Olude. And Nicholas is saying, even the dead know CP Imohimi gave his life to rid Lagos of crime, but the powers that be linked to those who release bullets at our youths in Lekki who have refused to condemn Bami Shay's gruesome murder and expose Funsho Williams and Bolaige's killers, made sure he was redeployed from Lagos, rejected in Ogun, and welcomed in welcoming Uyo. May God forgive us, Nicholas. And he also said, Aye conflict is as old as Ogun State. It is a local equivalent of Israel-Arab war on intractable conflict. Nicholas, thank you so much. Always coming through with the best of the best grammars. Also, this particular one is coming from Abiodun Surakat Abdul Hamid Abiodun. He's saying, if government really want to solve security challenges in various states, they know what to do, because on records, those causing problems front, back, and centers are tools of the political gladiators. So if they continue to use these boys for political reasons, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much, Surakat, for your message. Good morning, Miss Miriam Oguremi and Uzo Adizwa. And our visitor in the studio, Olorun Soya Shamsuddin Akorede from Kemta Idiaba, Abeokuta. Our state government has failed us on the issue of insecurity challenge we are facing, because they are there to command every security in the state or country as to provide accurate security for the masses. Okay, thank you so much for your message. And this one is coming from, this one is saying, good morning, Panorama. From rivers to Delta to Edo down to Ogun State, the menace of cultism is a foundational issue, talking of irresponsible parenting, unemployment, poverty, etc. To be specific about Ogun State, cultism has been with us for long, but it gets to the peak during the era of OGD. It was a time when cultists are paid monthly salaries, when people couldn't go out in peace, etc. Of course, I give it to SIA Senator Ibikunle Amosun. There was reprieve due to the activities of the governor. Unfortunately, we are back to the old order in this administration. There is something this administration is not doing right, and that must be addressed. Olajide Olawale Okoyemi from Olonshogo Bode Olude Abeokuta. Thank you for your comment. And this one is saying, please go to YouTube and search for Black Axe Nigerians Mafia. Watch to understand the true cult situation in Nigeria. It is a BBC documentary on cultism in Nigeria by an investigative journalist. Cultism is funded and used by politicians, and it is them that can end it. Afolabi, thank you so much for your comment. I think we are stuck with the crop of leaders at the moment. They only say what they feel we should hear. No real action to their words. On the issue of cultism, it starts from the home. What are parents and guardians doing now? We have been carried away with the hustle to survive the country we are in. The society applauding morality. No one is talking or complaining about what is not morally right. Cultism is no longer in the schools. That's how bad things have gotten to. Yesterday, the CPS said the Ogere Remo video is false. How true is this? How safe is Ogun State, especially with recent abduction of people close to Alamala barracks? What is Amotekun doing in the state? God help us, as nowhere, absolutely nowhere, is safe. Well, talking about the Ogere Remo video, well, aside from the CPS coming out to say, the CPS, yes, the Chief Press Secretary, that's true. I saw the press release as well, and he said the video is actually hoax. And this one is coming from Toby. He said, we decided to keep quiet about cultists around us because our identity would be revealed to the cultists by the security personnel because they are cultists themselves. Well, okay, I think that's all on WhatsApp. Real quick, let's check out Facebook real quick. On Facebook, this is coming from Zachariah Olubayota Nibola, and he's asking a question. He's saying, when some of many, allegedly, of our leaders are court members, how can Nigeria experience perfect peace? Maybe living Lord help us out of Oko Shobo. Ifeanyi Iwuchukwu is saying, Ayo Arowojolu, the cultists and bandits are more organized, and that is why the politicians use them. Have we not seen NBA, NMA, and even the fourth estate of the realm? Okay, fourth estate of the realm, NUJ, experience elections with thuggery and cultism flying like drunk birds. Okay. Ifeanyi Iwuchukwu, thank you so much for your message. Tiamiyu Rashid is saying, good morning, Panorama. I want to believe that insincerity on the part of our political class is largely responsible for most of the insecurity in the country. Our leaders knows very well that state and community police could address most security challenges in the country. But due to their selfishness and political gain, they won't, I'm trying to get back to that message. They won't allow that to be, because former Lagos State CP Akim Odumusu had a successful career in Lagos because he happened to be an indigene of Lagos and practiced most of his career in Lagos. States gave him a wonderful performance in the state. Obi Ochui is saying the problem is lack of enforcement of laws against vices in the society. If there is enforcement of law, it will serve as deterrent against it. The law enforcement agency are complicit in it too. So that's all we have on Facebook. Uzo, you want to take Twitter?
Okay, let's look at Twitter then. Let's check out the tweets right there on Twitter. By the way, you know you can tweet at us, Splash FM 1067, make use of the hashtag Panorama on Splash. This is from Sean Fallolab. Mr. Ayo was absolutely right. In actual truth, all cultists are evil enthusiasts. An average cultist is a syndicate for armed robbery, assassination, kidnapping, thuggery, land grabbing. Ironically, security agencies are either overwhelmed or accomplices. Ambassador 013, hashtag Panorama and Splash. They will put everything on community. Community will provide their light, road, water, and also be looking for cultists who the Nigerian police and government know themselves. Who brought me here, sir? So what will be the duty of government? Anyway, we're all in this together. It goes further to say, as a community chairman, people are always silent because of fear of being attacked physically, spiritually. Some will tell me, chair, just leave that. Your family is more than a community. Nobody's ready to show patriotism any longer for the development of society. Seun Falala also tweets, it's easy to play the victim, especially if you're in a system that continues to disappoint you all the time. Actually, it's a word of all man for himself. If government can't employ you, please employ yourself. If government is not creating jobs, please create one. Okay. Still from Ambassador, go out and research this. I'll use to join cultism because it's a fast way of making money from politicians. They will make them motor parks managers, etc. They usually go away with any crimes. They call for their godfather, get them freedom. This is state of cultism. Lastly, from Shehu Falola, you're as good as your own decisions. This is a country where evil has been normalized. That's the reason why things are getting beaten worse day by day. What's the difference between idleness and laziness? Please think. Learn to work out your salvation. And that's all on Twitter.
Okay, all right. Let's go now into the pages. Well, another message just got in on WhatsApp real quick. Let's check that out. Please, again, the light we were given at Okiodo community is not the one we are paying for because it is totally low. Someone can't even charge phone with the light. IBEDC area, not really... Okay, IBEDC not really try for my area, okay? A lot of complaint has been reaching them about this, but they do nothing about it. Okay, well...
I hope they're listening.
Well, some people will say low voltage is better than nothing. Let's move on to this particular, but we just hope things will get better concerning, electricity in Nigeria. It's quite terrible. All right, let's move on to from the pages. This wonderful morning, I've got Vanguard newspaper with me.
Nigerian Tribune is with me. This one takes the spotlight. The big story here: oil thefts. Nigeria loses $1.5 billion in 3 months. You can find it on page 2 of Nigerian Tribune. 2 riders, or rather 3 riders to that. We must have special courts to try those behind this business. Coming from Milikari. Once EFCC to track illicit fund, reps asked Buhari to declare state of emergency. Mixed fortunes for Oyo PDP aspirants. 17 emerge state assembly consensus candidates. 5 lose out. 4 for primaries. 10 endorsed for reps. 4 for primaries. 1 senatorial candidate chosen. 2 inconclusive. Page 28. You can find that on Nigerian Tribune. Defection. Court dismisses PDP suits against Ayade. Find that on page 21. Pastors protest killings in Kaduna, demand massive bombing of bandits. Page 27 as well. Nigeria, EU deepen efforts to tackle maritime crime in Gulf of Guinea. Page 30. 20 cows die in Kogi after grazing. Government advises 1 week abstinence from beef consumption. And that's from page 26 of Nigerian Tribune. Can we do it with meat?
Maybe.
Do you eat meat regularly? Between beef and fish, which would you prefer?
Fish, really, because I've got a terrible teeth.
Oh,
So I go for fish all the time.
all the time. Lastly, find this on page 2 rather of Nigerian Tribune. FG to finance 2022 budget deficits with new borrowing. Federation account allocation for 3 tiers of government to reduce by 2.418 trillion naira. Total deficits to hit 7.35 trillion naira. That's all on the front page. Or lastly, rather, on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, PDP zoning committee proposes 3 options. Despite autumn's push for power, shift to South-South, plot to influence PDP May 28 presidential primaries, thinkings, the PDM caucus connection, Lumelu expresses shock over report on zoning.
I'm seeing a picture of Osime at the back of your paper, and it would have been a great news if we are actually going for the World Cup, but we are not. Osime didn't suffer any injury. Is that not the headline?
Yes, Osime didn't suffer any injury. That's coming from his club, his football club, talking about Napoli.
I would have jumped up and clapped for that if we are.
Are you still talking? Are you still talking about? Come on now.
I don't know. It's
are we talking about the fact that Nigeria didn't qualify for the World Cup? I mean, we're over that already.
Well, Ghana Jollof.
We're over that already.
All right, let's move on to Vanguard newspaper. And the big story on front page of Vanguard newspaper: terrorists to federal government, talk to us or we will kill all 167 captives. This is scary. It's on page 5, and it's got about 7 riders, 167 passengers still in captivity. Says government should hasten to meet us before we turn this place into an abattoir. Abductors have collected 250 million naira ransom so far. Injured ex-soldier Sergeant Funtua dies. Pastors protest killings in Kaduna, demand massive bombing of bandits. High-profile terrorist commander surrenders. That is according to Defense Headquarters. BOA acting MD allegedly paid 100 million naira to secure release. Wow, that's really something else. And also on page 11, government attacks Soludo's local government. Court declines to sack Ayade boss scheme, a multimodal transportation master plan in Abeokuta yesterday. And that's all on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. So let's go into some of the details.
Okay, let's start with this one here. Oil theft. Nigeria loses 1.5 billion in 3 months. EFCC and FIU to track illicit fund as reps ask Buhari to declare state of emergency on crude oil theft. Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC Limited, Dr. Milikiari, on Thursday said Nigeria lost 1.5 billion naira to oil thefts between January and March this year. The NNPC boss then called for the establishment of a special court for speedy trial of crude oil thieves and pipeline vandals. Kiari gave the charge during a documentary presentation on Nigeria's crude oil production situation, vandalism and oil theft and security measures being considered restored production and improved revenue to members of the House Committee on Petroleum Upstream, chaired by Honorable Musa Sarkin Ada. While noting that crude oil theft is an elitist business, Kerry argued that the drop in Nigeria's daily crude production was due to the activities of thieves and vandals, stressing how they have gone too sophisticated. So that's it. I mean, from the Nigerian Tribune, oil theft, Nigeria loses 1.5 billion in 3 months. Of course, you know that when we open up the phone lines, you can, of course, share with us and interact with us on, these headlines. You pick your headline and talk to us really about it. So let's move over to another story and give you more details on that.
Yeah, let's go over to page 5 of Vanguard newspaper, and I'm going to link that particular story to another story on page 7 of Vanguard newspaper, where this one says terrorists to federal government, talk to us or we'll kill all our captives. Terrorists who attacked the Abuja-Kaduna train have threatened to kill those in their captivity. Attacks and killings by bandits in Kaduna State, pleading with the government to embark on massive bombardment of bandits or terrorists in their hideout. And I will link it to this story on page 7 of Vanguard newspaper. Train attacks. Buhari approves railway surveillance contract to avert a repeat of the recent bandits attack on a Kaduna-Abuja bound train that claimed 8 lives with scores injured, of which many passengers are still in captivity. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved a railway surveillance contract. A presidency source who disclosed the development to Vanguard lamented the manner the contract was shot down by the Federal Executive Council on September 24, 2021, despite approval by the Bureau for Public Procurement (BPP), saying that if the contract had been approved earlier, the recent disaster would have been avoided. If you want to read more about stories, they are on page 5 and also page 7 respectively of Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, let's look at page 28 of Nigerian Tribune. 2023, Oshibajo set to declare in a matter of days. Barring any last-minute unforeseen circumstances, Vice President Yemi Oshibajo will, in the next few days, formally declare his intentions to vie for the presidential ticket of the All Progressives Congress (APC). The Nigerian Tribune has learned. It is coming after much speculation over his moves and several pushbacks by his aides and close associates. Before now, his spokesman, Laolo Akonde, had rejected reports of the vice president's impending declaration over describing them as false, often describing them, I beg your pardon, as false and speculative. But he had also maintained that any information about it will come from him and not the media. That's coming from Nigerian Tribune. So, of course, if you want to read more on that particular story, you could check out the Nigerian Tribune. And quickly, let's also touch on this particular story. Do you want to take one now?
Yes, there's this particular one from page 9, but you can take the one you want to touch on.
Well, this one is from Oyo State. Mixed fortunes for Oyo PDP aspirants. 17 emerged state assembly consensus candidates, 5 lose out, 4 for primaries, 10 endorsed for reps, 4 from 4 primaries, 1 senatorial candidate chosen, 2 inconclusive. Now, after a week-long series of meetings involving stakeholders of the Oyo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, some candidates have emerged as consensus with their fate to be decided at primaries. However, there is another category of aspirants whose fate hangs in the balance due to a number of other factors. In arriving at the decisions to either choose or drop aspirants, Nigerian Tribune gathered that various intrigues played out with party leaders across the state, political office holders, and leader of the party in the state, Governor Sheyi Makinde. I mean, we always talk about the other time when the APC National Convention happened, there was this back and forth on how undemocratic, consensus is in our party politics, and it does seem as though it's also
becoming the order of the day.
It's also happening in PDP.
Okay, now real quick, let me take just one paragraph from this story, then we open the studio lines because we have just 2 minutes left on the program. This one is on page 9 of Vanguard newspaper. New revenue formula, RMAFC slashes federal government's allocation from federation accounts. The Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, has proposed a reduction of the statutory allocation to the federal government by 3.33% and a marginal increase of states' allocation by 3.07% and 0.44% for local government areas. So if you want to ask your governors how they are spending the money and how much they are getting from federal allocation and all that, so you already know that they've increased it by 3.07, so you can ask them questions on how it's been spent. Now let's open the studio lines so that you can be a part of the program. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say concerning some of the headlines? Pick your headline and talk to us about it on the program this morning. 0704 400 1067 0817-555-1067, or you call 0705-050-1067. You can also send message to us on WhatsApp. 0817-555-1067. That's the WhatsApp number. You can reach out to us on Facebook. Just go to the live feed and drop a comment there. Also, you can reach out to us on Twitter at Splash FM 1067. Make sure you use hashtag Panorama on Splash. Now, we have a message on Facebook real quick, and it's coming from Sanitarian Akinola Oluwarantimi saying, what is court? Who are those in the court? And why has cultism become part of the activities of the artisans and no more students? Very sad, barbaric, and inhumane. Okay, we have a call. Let's pick this then.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Alaji, my name. I'm calling from Irakari.
All right, Alaji, you have 1 minute.
And the issue of the new allocation we said, it's still a proposal. It's a proposal. This committee is still going to the House of Assembly go to the House. It's a proposal. On the issue of the security you talk about in this morning, my dear brother, my dear sister, we are under secure. The ones that we are having, they are overwhelmed. If we want to do it for us, the politicians want to do it for us, we need the safe and the state policy. Because all this, the ones having now, they are overwhelmed. In fact, we look at the people of them are guarding the VIP. So we don't have police for this, and we need this. Everywhere we are doing this federalism, we have layers of police. So we need to do that. Unless we do that, that is why the issue will be corrected. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution, and thank you for that correction. Yes, it's true. It is still a proposal. It's being proposed by RMA FC. So if it gets approved, then that means that state is going to have more. Let's check out. Let's continue with. Okay, we have a call. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. I am Tunji Ajayi.
Okay, welcome back, Mr. Tunji. Go
ahead.
Yes,
I was talking the other time that when youth are made idle, there is a serious problem because the mind will gravitate towards doing what is wrong. In China, for example, I was saying that their youth are not idle because every minute of their life is spent on wholesome activities. For example, they do a lot of invention. And I was asking the question, in what are Nigerian youth engaged for now? So we talk about entrepreneurship, but how can we have entrepreneurship in the darkness? Do you know that in Nigeria, not less than 75% of our life is spent in darkness or on expressway gridlock? So you wake up today and you spend a whole day doing nothing. Tomorrow you wake up again and you say, how does the mind work? So if we want to put a stop to it, let us first of all engage them before we can talk. Unless we engage the youth first, we may not be able to temper what they are doing. So law cannot stop what it cannot persuade. Law can't punish what it cannot persuade. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Ajayi, for your contribution. Real quick before we go, Sanitarian Akinola Oluwarotimi is saying, what is cult? Who are those in the cult and why has become part of the activities of the artisans and no more students? Very sad, barbaric, and inhumane. Our leaders of tomorrow has turned themselves to killer squad. There is need for our government to ensure they are all well dealt with. Sanitarian Akinola from Ashiru. Thank you so much for your contribution. And on Twitter, Olorunsoya Shamsidin is from Kemta Idea by saying, on the issue of those terrorists that are asking government to talk to them or they will kill some people that you mentioned, should those chief security agencies please work? Okay, those security agencies should please work hard so that they will not take them for granted. Should government should command and encourage to work towards their profession. Oh, I'm trying to understand, but I can't really make sense of that. May Almighty God please don't witness bad things. So okay, amen. And this one is FM, you guys are doing well. Keep it up. Thank you so much for that. Well, we've got to go on the program this morning. Our time is up already, so it's time for us to step out of the studio. Thank you so much for joining us on Panorama this morning. Don't forget, it makes a return Monday morning, God willing, from 8 a.m. to, this time. Please bear with us for now. Ramadan is out, and we are doing all we can to make sure that all our Muslim faithful get to hear the right message at the right time, which is quite important. My name is Miriam Ogunremi. Do have a pleasant weekend. Thank you for always being there.
My name is Uzo Adizo. Please stay safe and stay out of trouble.